For ACUsports.com, I'm Grant Boone with head men's basketball coach Joe Golding. As the news is now official, Abilene Christian University is headed to the WAC. Joe, you've been around basketball a long time as a player, as an assistant coach, as a head coach. You say WAC, and that means something in men's college basketball, doesn't it?
Yeah, you look at the storied history of the program. You go back to golly, man, who was all? TCU's back in the day with Billy Tubbs and all those guys, and BYU, and I think just a bunch of those just storied programs and the history. And when I was a player, of what the WAC was, and obviously there's been some changes like every league. There's been a lot of realignment out there going on, and now it looks like the WAC has found some stability with adding us, and I think it's going to be a tremendous league. Obviously, it's a league that stretches all the way to the West Coast, so it's obviously exciting times for our university to be able to get our brand out that way. And I know our university administration is excited about it. I know our coaches are excited about it, and it's going to be challenging. There's a lot of challenges that lay ahead, but it's also, anytime you have challenges is when you step up, and I think people will step up, not only on the university, but I think our programs as well. And when you do that, man, you continue to challenge and compete at a higher level.
There's a lot of familiarity. Obviously, you're headed in there with three other Southland schools, Lamar, Stephen F. Austin, and Sam Houston State, whom you know well. You've already played Tarleton State this season. You've known Billy Gillespie for many years. In terms of other schools in the WAC, how much familiarity do you have with them? I know there's one school you've scrimmaged at least.
Yeah, Coach Jans has been a really good friend of mine for a long time in this business, and a guy I really trust. We've had the opportunity to scrimmage them.
New Mexico State.
At New Mexico State. I think 2 years, maybe 3 years, we've gone down there to their place and scrimmaged. And obviously, we've had the opportunity to compete with them, but that's competing against them in October. That's not playing a Coach Jans team in January, February, or March. And so it's going to be challenging. I'm not very familiar, obviously, with that. With some of the teams in our league, we don't get out to the West Coast a ton to play. But I know the respect they have by talking to other coaches around the country, and I know there's really, really, really good coaches in our in this league, and I know there's good players. And it's the same thing in the Southland. The Southland has really good coaches and really good players, and we've had to adjust in this league to figure it out. And I've assumed the WAC will be the same thing. It's just it's going to be challenging, but it's also exciting. I know, we kind of laughed and giggled. I don't even know where some of these universities, I've heard of them, name brand, but I don't know how you get there or what door you go into, and that's scary, but that's also exciting, and it's a new challenge. It's a new adventure, and something I think our team will be excited about.
We've played in the Southland Conference now for the last, this is the 8th year in the conference, and obviously most conferences in Division I basketball, certainly in the bottom half of the ranked conferences, get one bid to the NCAA tournament. They're in previous years, in previous configurations of the WAC, they were having multiple teams go. Don't know if that would ever happen again. But in terms of what the NCAA representative from the WAC would get in terms of a seed, what is happening in the WAC for folks who don't know, and what potentially could happen?
I think you look at New Mexico State, I think it was, last year was obviously COVID, we didn't have it, but the year before, it was when Tech made the Final Four. New Mexico State had a chance to beat Auburn, if I'm not mistaken. I think it came down to last possession. New Mexico State might have missed some free throws down the stretch, and Auburn hit a shot, or New Mexico State had a chance to win the game, and Auburn goes on to the Final Four. I don't know what New Mexico State was that year. I would assume like a 12, probably 11 or 12 seed, and that's what you want to be in a league that continues to challenge you all through conference play with the net rankings. So at the end of the year, you have a team that represents your conference and can get a seed that can go to get an upset. Your chances when you're a 16 or 15 are minimal compared to if you get to that 12, 11, 12, 13 range. And I think that's what the WAC has in mind, and I think when you put us four moving into that league with the teams that they already have in that league, it's going to be a very competitive league that will have the opportunity to do that. I think in time, the goal and the objective is to be a multi-bid league. And I think when you split up in divisions, if you had a scenario where one team ran one division and one team ran the other division, and they had big non-conference wins and they meet in the conference championship game, then you'll have the opportunity for multi-bid leagues. So I think that's the objective. That's the goal from what I understand. I haven't been in any meetings. I haven't heard the plan. I know our athletic director and president wouldn't be making this move if they didn't think it was the right move for our university and for our athletic department. So there's a lot of trust in that, and I trust those guys and excited about it, and look forward to the meetings this spring and this summer to hear more about the WAC's plan for men's basketball.
In your conversations with other coaches, in your experience, would it be expected that maybe going to some of these new markets might open up some recruiting doors that weren't already open? Would that be possible?
Yeah, I think it will help your brand. I think more people from ACU are going to learn about us now in these states, and I think that's exciting. I think we've always recruited California well as a student body.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much athletically, but I know our administration has spent a lot of time and investment in California to bring students here to Abilene Christian. So I do think it will help. I think in today's time, Grant, with social media and the internet now, it's easy to recruit. You can almost recruit a kid in Australia just as easy as you can recruit a kid in San Angelo with as much data and video. Now you can't go see them, right? Obviously as much, but I do think when you wear, when you wear your ACU shirt now around Texas, around Oklahoma, around Louisiana, people recognize ACU. When you're in the airport, you're around. You and I are traveling with our teams. People recognize us. I don't know right now if we went out to the West Coast if that would be the case. I think in years moving forward, you look back, people will recognize our logo, our brand out there and what we're about. And I think that's exciting. And I think that's what excites Dr. Schubert. Will that help recruiting? Yeah. I mean, the more territory you have that people recognize your brand and what you're doing, and the more doors you can get into, the more opportunities to get players. So, and I like beaches, I like water. So I don't know where Cal Baptist is, but
they got the Cal down.
Is there water around?
Well, it's Baptist, so there's water.
I got
and
you.
They're in California. They can't be too
Seattle's
far.
there water at Seattle?
There, and coffee.
Yeah, there you go.
So one closing thought about that familiarity. The WAC conference tournament is at the Orleans Arena. Before you hoisted a trophy in Katy,
wow. How about that?
You won a trophy in the Orleans Arena.
Man, you're so good with this stuff, Boone. Yeah. What a great memory.
You won 2 games.
That was the first trophy we won since I've been here. We didn't win a lot early on, and I still remember that locker room celebration. We flooded that locker room where they poured the cooler on me and poured it on the water bottles. That guy was so mad. And he was like, man, you guys really didn't win the deal. There's like 2 champions. We was like, we won our division.
Better make up with them if we're going back.
Yeah, we won our division. But we celebrated. We had a heck of a time. It was Parker Wentz. In fact, I talked to Parker through text the other day, and just real quickly, when you talk about the WAC and all this, you think about guys like Parker and Austin Cook and Duran Porter and Jalen Little, and man, I'm gonna miss if I keep going. But
Tripp and Drake and those guys, they laid the foundation.
Yeah, Drake Green and Tripp, and we could keep going. Big Serb, and just guys that laid the foundation and laid the culture back when we were trying to build this thing, and to now see this and to where we're at today, and to where we will be in a couple months, moving into a premier mid-major basketball league. Is just I'm so thankful for those guys and the opportunity they gave me to be the coach and the work they put in. And I think this is honestly, Grant, it's a celebration of our former players and what this team is doing. I think, with the success that we've been able to have in our athletic department here, made us attractive to the WAC, and Sam and SFA and Lamar wanted us to be a part of that. And so credit to those former players for giving this institution the opportunity for that.
One last thought, and that is, whenever you are headed somewhere new, it means you're saying goodbye to some. And I know you've made a lot of very close friends in the Southland Conference, and almost to a man, those other head coaches have really been extremely hospitable to you, and those friendships will continue, I know. But anytime you say hello, you're also saying goodbye.
Yeah, it's yes, no question. And I haven't really thought about it yet because we still have 2 months, of competition left in the Southland with the men's basketball side of things, and so that's where my mind's focused on right now. We have 14 games left in Southland play, but yes, it will be tough. Those friendships aren't going anywhere. They're real friendships, and guys in this league that were tremendous to me back when I was learning and I was growing and trying to become a better coach, a better leader, a better mentor to these kids. And I had some great examples in leagues. And the greatest thing that I think you can see in the character of a man is that they helped me when I was at my lowest. And then even when we got to the top and we were beating some of the teams that they had beaten us, that relationship never wavered or never changed. And sometimes with people, when they're beating the snot out of you, they're real nice to you. And all of a sudden you start beating them, that relationship changed. And that has not been the case with with multiple people in this league that have been there, and I could go on and on with stories,
Sure.
and you know that of guys. So I'm tremendous. I'm thankful for those relationships and those friendships to get me to where I am today,
Yeah.
and I'll miss those in the competition, and but obviously look forward to making some new friendships as well.
It's a new day. ACU headed to the WAC beginning in the fall of 2021. For Coach Joe Golding, I'm Grant Boone.